I'm here with Opus Moreschi, who is a former writer for television shows like the new Tom Green Show.
The new Tom Green Show, yes.
And you also wrote for a show called Alf's Hit Talk Show.
Alf's Hit Talk Show.
Okay, so we're gonna...
Ironically named.
What was your background like, and how did you get into comedy?
I was a comedy nerd, like, growing up. I was always, like, you know, listening. There was a while when, like, I didn't even listen to music. I would, like, buy, like, Robin Williams stand-up albums and, like, Weird Al and all these, like, ridiculous, like, kind of childish things. But I was, like, 12. But, like, everyone else was, like, listening to Def Leppard and being like, yeah! And I was all, like, listening to fucking stand-up and, like, singing along with the stand-up. And maybe even doing this dance, possibly.
Dare to be stupid?
Yeah, Dare to be stupid, sure.
Well, when did you find out that other people thought you were funny?
Me and my cousin, David Osgood, used to put on shows for my grandma, and we would dress up and then throw pies in each other's faces, because that's what we saw.
How old were you?
Probably like, 8 or 9 or something. And we put them on in the porch at my grandmother's house in Maine. And then I got addicted to both the laughter and the post-show sex that came after every,
When you were 9?
Yeah, oh sure. Boy, the groupies were nuts. They would do anything, you know? You hand them a baguette, and boy, where'd it go, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Like throwing a hot dog down the hallway.
Yeah, huh?
What?
I don't even know what that means.
Are the perks of celebrity worth the rashes and headaches?
Rashes? How do you know about my embarrassing rashes?
It's on your website.
Oh, okay. I would not consider myself a celebrity, so I wouldn't know. But I would say if I were to become a celebrity, I would think between the massive amounts of heroin I was doing and the just the wanton, indiscriminate, casual sex with really anyone that shows up. Because at that point I'm so stoned out of my gourd I can't tell male from female, dog from human. I think it's all worth it, for that 10 years that you just sort of really abuse your body until you finally break down and then find Jesus and then turn your life around and become a late-night TV preacher.
Like Kirk Cameron.
Like Kirk Cameron, yes.
Excellent.
Thank you.
What makes you go ha-ha?
If there is like, if someone were asking me to pronounce the words backwards, that would make me go ha ha.
How about what makes you laugh genuinely, like a gut bust?
You know what I really love? Like
LOL.
I've been doing if I LOL, I've been doing sketches a lot lately, and then we had a show and everything was fucking up. And I love that. Like, I just think that, like, there's only, like, you can do as much preparations as you want, and then if things start to fuck up, and, like, the DVD goes wrong, or someone screws up a line, like, you have to laugh at it. So, I guess miserable failure makes me laugh.
So, you laugh more when something breaks from a script than when it stays.
Yeah. And, as a comedy nerd, I spent years sort of, like, being, like, studying comedy and knowing all these things, and being, like, a snob about it, but there's something about, like, true mistakes that is more funny than anything as a writer I could ever write, which is why I can write so many shows and they'll be funny, hopefully. But then if I watch, say, your America's Funniest Home Videos and a guy gets hit in the balls with a football, that is much funnier than anything I could ever write.
This is the most serious of all the questions.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
So, Opus.
Yes.
What was the last impersonal thing that you witnessed or heard that made you cry?
It made me cry. Impersonal?
So it's not like a movie or just like a really moving moment?
Okay, you know what it was?
What was it?
It was, Tiananmen Square? This is getting real serious.
Okay.
But, like, everyone sees that photo of the guy standing in front of, like, the tanks, And it's like, you sort of become a joke now. But I saw actual footage of that recently, rerun on TV, and it was like this fucking dude, like a line of tanks, and this guy just fucking stands there because he believes so strongly in his cause. And it just like got me, you know what I mean? Like, I wish I had something I believed in as strongly. I sort of believe in that chocolate milk is underrated, but not enough to stand up to a tank, dude.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Hey, what's that over there? No. Alright, I'm back.
Oh, hey. Oh, welcome back.
Thanks.
How did you get involved with the the Late Show with Craig Kilborn?
Well, I moved out here, and then I was just sort of bumming around, and a friend of mine had interned on the Craig Kilborn show, and then there was an opportunity for a receptionist job, and I was like, I guess I'll take it. So I took the job, and then eventually I started, Craig sort of took a liking to me, started putting me in sketches and stuff, and from that I got to know the writers, and I started submitting some jokes and writing more, and then it became pretty much I was just supporting myself selling jokes to the show, and that was sort of awesome. And that's when one of the writers left to go do Tom's show, Gabe Abelson.
Okay.
And who's an awesome guy, and asked me to submit some material, and apparently Tom liked it, and next thing I know, I've gotten myself a job.
Cool, excellent. You know how there's like Beatles people and Rolling Stones people, and then there's Pink Floyd people and Led Zeppelin people? Well, there's also the little-known Elton John people.
Yeah.
And Black Sabbath people.
Well, they rumble?
Yeah. So my question to you is, would you rather be a Rocket Man or an Iron Man?
God. The thing about Iron Man is that you can sing Green Eggs and Ham to that song. So, I am Sam, I am. I don't want to eat green eggs and ham. Which I've always liked. But Rocket Man, I think it's going to be a long, long time. That's honestly the toughest question you've asked me, and I don't think I can come up with an answer because they're both kick-ass songs.
How about if you come up with an answer throughout the rest of the duration of this interview, you just spit it out?
Okay. What if I would ask you a question? As if, okay, I'm going to ask questions to Zach Wolk as if he were Tom Cruise, and here's my first question. What was it like, Zach? I mean Tom Cruise.
Right.
When you saw your baby for the first time.
Honestly, it was the most intense moment of my life because
you got that like scary sort of happiness, just like Tom Cruise. Okay.
It was Katie's vagina is she's a virgin, and so I impregnated her with my powerful skills from the master,
Tom,
Mr. Hubbard.
Tom,
yeah.
Have you ever had sex with a woman in your life?
You know, it's a funny thing that you asked that. Of course I have. Of course. Multi-billion-dollar superstar like me, you don't think that I have sex with one? Let's go back to you. Let's go back to you.
He does a pretty good Tom Cruise.
I do a horrible everybody.
Okay.
What was your experience on the new Tom Green show like?
It was sort of cool. It was amazing, actually. I'd never been... This is my first staff writing job, which was great. Tom was really responsive and had a lot of respect for his writers, you know what I mean? Like, he just was really cool about telling the writers that they were doing good jobs and that he liked the material, or giving us credit when he felt like it was working. And it was something like I got there and I got to sort of help. I feel like I helped shape the show a little bit from the very beginning. And so I felt a real sense of like pride and ownership, and really was happy when the show was doing well, you know, and it was doing very well. It was getting all these great reviews.
Yeah. Why do you think it was taken off the air?
I honestly think that for MTV, you can have like, you've got like a VHS tape of Real World Road Rules Challenge 7 that you can throw in there, or you can go and spend, you know, $30,000 on a new episode of the Tom Green Show. And for them, it's sort of like all they're looking at is numbers. They may want to believe that they're like the hip, young, cool. We're just messing around. What, we got a TV channel? I don't even know, man. We're just having fun. But really, it's all about the bottom line. And they can air a rerun and make, you know, money. You know, it may not make as much things, but they could put $0 into that, and they can get advertising revenue out of it, rather than put in a lot of money and get even more advertising revenue. But it sort of doesn't balance out. So it's sad, because I think it would have been a good revenue. It would have been a good investment if they really kept with it. Yeah,
because it takes a long time to establish a show like that.
Yeah. And we had gotten good ratings, and the ratings only really dropped when summer ended and the school season started up. But MTV was telling us the whole time that was going to happen, because that's what happens to the ratings when people go back in school. They're core audiences in high school and college, so people go back to school and they have less time to watch TV. And so it really was sort of a silly reason.
Was it difficult to write for a guy like Tom, whose humor at the time wasn't based on the written joke as much as it was like improvised shock monster?
That's what got me, is that Tom was really good at jokes, which he didn't. I mean, he originally, when we started talking, he was like, I don't want jokes. I don't like, I don't work with jokes. But as he started doing it and he started getting into this, like the monologue, he's very good at telling a joke, which he'd never really done before in his career. But I think it really impressed me how good he could do at delivering just a flat-up joke. And it was also like, I mean, we tried to write them to be jokes that were more his style and more had his sort of like weirdness to them. But
you thought he made the transition well?
I think he did. I mean, not only was he able to nail that monologue, he was able to keep the sort of like sort of free-spirited, like whatever, anything goes sort of attitude in the interviews, and just sort of it was engaging because he was actually having a conversation with these people rather than being like, most talk shows are like, oh, hey, it says here you like to play pranks on the set with George Clooney. Hey, tell me about that. And then the host just sits there and waits till the person gets their story done. Like, oh, hey, someone told me that you had a birthday recently. Why don't you tell me about that? And it's all like planned out. They know the stories they're going to sing. But with Tom, it was like we had Tyrese on, and someone. But this is one of my favorite moments. Someone had found out that Tyrese was scared of owls. So I have the drawing at home somewhere. He whipped out this huge paper and he drew this really, really crude picture of an owl. And the more, as the owl got more and more complete of a picture, Tyrese, the sexy R&B singer and superstar, got more and more uncomfortable and was like, this is funny, but also like really creeped out because he's like genuinely afraid of owls. And it's like, wow, where do you get to see someone fucking being scared of a crude drawing of an owl on TV anymore?
Right.
I don't.
So when you would write for him, did you take into account? Would you have to take into account like his past and how he was known in the public?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And that was something that was fun to play with. Where Tom was really cool about, he didn't want to hit that note too often, but he was really cool about, bringing up maybe, Freddie got fingered or some of these other like public sort of failures or sort of maybe a dip in his career or whatever. He
his personal life with the surgery or the marriage.
Sure, the surgery and the marriage. Yeah, I mean, he was very careful about that stuff. Like, he didn't want to go to it too often and make it too much of a joke. But it was never off limits in terms of what he would and wouldn't talk about, which was cool because it gave you a persona to work with and gave something to sort of like play with. And Tom was very cool about it. So.
Okay, a little bit off the topic of Tom.
Yeah.
I read on your website yomama.com, which isn't not to be confused with the MTV show.
No.
Yo Mama.
Although if Yo Mama, the MTV show, would like to purchase YoMama.com, they can contact me, courtesy of YoMama.com. I'd be happy to sell it for a lot of money.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about the dating, naked, slutty, drunk, and insulting lowest common denominator hour?
Oh yeah, that's the new show I'm working on. It's about. Am I going to talk to you like you're still sitting there?
Yes.
Okay. So Zach, let me tell you all about it. It's like a talent show. I can't really reveal too much because we're not taping yet and we can't give away the secrets. But it's like a talent show for people who don't have much talent.
Oh, kind of like the real world. Okay, now you're an actor.
Yeah, sort of.
And now,
I'm more of a writer.
If you could control time, and if you could go back in time and act in any role in any motion picture or television show, who would you play and why?
I'd like to be in that the play that Lincoln was watching when he got shot in the back of the head.
Yeah.
Because like if I could like keep in character when the president got shot in the back of the head, I could get hired on anything. People would be like, that dude, say what you will about that show, but that guy kept in character. And I'd like have some sort of ad lib like, oh, I do say, it seems to me the president's been shot in the back of the head. And everybody would be like, oh, brilliant, he's improving. And then, it would be like, I would be like the, after the whole assassination thing died down, people would really come to recognize my genius.
So you'd be more about the show must go on than preventing the man that took
even
away
though John Wilkes Booth did jump from the thing onto the stage. Well, I mean, that's the other thing. He jumped onto the stage after he killed the president and was like, I don't remember what he yelled. He yelled something about like, peace for Israel or something. And maybe that wasn't it. But but then he ran off. But if I was on
soy
stage,
bomb, maybe
he yelled. I think he had soy bomb written on him, and he did a little dance. But then I'd grab him and be like, no, you've killed our greatest president, and then I'd turn to the camera and wink. Wink.
Excellent. Pretend you were on a video personals network. How would you sell yourself to every wet vagina on the planet?
Hi. I bet you're wondering, is your computer broken, or is that the most goddamn handsome man you've ever seen? Well, the answer is number 2. Handsome, with a capital Me. If you're looking for a date that'll rock your socks to their very core, and then take those socks off, put them in a little ball, and stick them in your mouth in a dirty, dirty S&M game, well, give me a call. I'm Opus Moreschi, and I'm desperate for love.
Okay. We got this much beer left.
Oh, this is how much interview is left. So, Zach, freestyle.
Okay.
Ask me a question.
All right. Well, I actually have one more written down, and then I'm going to freestyle one. All right. That's time. Time in a bottle. Okay. So the next question is, what was it like working with Alf? Is he really as horrible as the urban legend?
Alf has a lot of problems. He's had some addictions to OxyContin, and
wow.
Yeah, it's.
You heard it here first.
I don't want to, I don't want to speak ill of the man because, sorry, not the man, the alien, because he's a magnificent talent. But get a shot of the
Lederhosen.
The waitresses here wear German outfits. That's why I chose it. I've got a bit of a fetish.
Alf had a fetish.
Yes, he did, for eating cats. Alf was troublesome, and he was troubled, and he had a lot of issues. And I don't want to speak ill of the man, but if he ever touches my sister again, well, we've already talked about this. You know what I'm saying?
Alf knows. All right. Last question. Okay. Which is just about all the beer we have left. What does Opus's future want to be?
What, my future has its own thoughts?
Yeah, it's its own consciousness.
But if it's my future, it already knows what it is, right? So is it like my future thinking about my future's future?
Yes.
Wow, that's... Hold on a second. Wow, you blew my mind a little. You freaked my...
Okay, what does Opus want his future to be?
Okay, that's a little easier. I would like to continue to write and support myself writing. I mean, it's amazing that I get to do this for a living, and sometimes it's for the, some show on MTV, and sometimes it's for Tom Green on MTV. And, I don't get to choose necessarily between the good and the bad, but I get to do it, and that's much more amazing than fucking flipping burgers at In-N-Out or something.
All right, last question. Second last question. First last question. All right, we're losing it. What is your advice to the future of the Earth?
Listen, Earth. I'm talking to you. No, don't look around. I'm talking to you, Earth. No, Earth. Here. Focus. Earth. Focus. Stop it with all this fucking nonsense, and let's buckle down. Let's buckle down, Earth. Let's get with the program. Let's give 110%. Huh? How about that? Let's live and let live. Let's let go and let God. Let's honk if you're horny. I'm trying to think of other bumper stickers I've seen. Really, I believe the children are our future. Earth.
And on that note, I'd like to thank Opus Moreschi, correct? Mm-hmm. For meeting with me today. We're just about out of beer, so I'd like to thank Opus and wish him the best of luck on his future endeavors. And this is Zach Wolk reporting for TomGreen.com. Thanks again.